Hello, everybody. Peace of Christ. Um, this is part two to the Trinity as a false teaching, uh, and this is Jay Hutzel's part one of this video. And I just want to reiterate on my last points how Muslims are very hypocritical in how they judge, um, how they understand the Bible and how they read the Bible. A lot how atheists do. They do share commonalities with that, as you will be seeing if you're watching my videos, and how that they want to interpret it the way they do and not by what it says in order to try and find contradictions or to prove it false. But all you have to do is keep reading. Don't stop at the verse that somebody tells you to. Read what it says. Look at the rest of the scriptures that pile up and agree with that verse, and you will see that the interpretation was wrong and it's not a contradiction. Let's continue on. Okay, it's funny how Muslims love to use this argument that where is the word Trinity in the Bible? The word Trinity is not in the Bible. Okay, where's the word Tawhid in the Quran? Where's the word Tawhid in the Quran? If you're going to use this logic that because the word Trinity does not exist in the Bible, well, the word Tawhid is not in the Quran. And for those who don't know, Tawhid is the Islamic meaning for the oneness of God. And that's not in the Quran. You will not find that. In fact, there's a lot of verses that seem to indicate that there is another Allah. In fact, Allah says he swears by Allah, which is very stupid. And the Quran, the very first chapter, in chapter 1, the Quran is supposed to be Allah's revelation to mankind, yet he's saying in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the most high. So he should be saying in the name of me. It's pretty foolish. But let's continue. Well, I gave you many verses that do teach the Trinity. There's a lot, and there's a lot more, and I showed you that in right from Genesis and in Exodus you find God having human qualities. Now remember, this is an event that happened to God becoming the man Jesus Christ. So this is an eternal thing for God. This didn't happen in a point of time. So when we see God having human qualities, it's because he came as a man. Your God was always a leg and always had a body. Our God became a man. Why? For us, so that we can have salvation, so we can know about him to relate to us. If you had infinite abilities and you wanted to relate to an animal, well, you would become an animal so that you can better relate to it. See what I mean? Can you please cite some sources for this? You're just making statements. Where's your sources? They were three separate gods that people worshipped. They weren't one. Okay, the Council of Nicaea, this whole idea that's out there in pop culture since, I guess, the popularity of the Da Vinci Code, that the Bible was put together in the Council of Nicaea, and that these church doctrines such as the Trinity were sort of just put together, and Christianity kind of came into existence from that, is absolutely false. In fact, we have church artwork from predating 325 BC with the miracles of Christ, with what he was doing. We have writings from the church fathers from way before 325, affirming his divinity, affirming the things that he did. Then on top of that, we have the 27 isolated New Testament texts as each individual documents speaking about Christ and what he did. We have 7 first and second century historians writing about Christ: Tacitus, Josephus, Dionysius, and various others. And you can all look up their works and go and see them, their records. The Tacitus one is, the second part of it is put into question. And so, but still the first part authenticates it. And the disciples were also brutally killed for their belief in believing that God had raised Jesus from the dead. So had they simply been making it up, why would they brutally be killed for it? This is kind of funny. Nobody dies for what they know is a lie. For example, a suicide terrorist bomber, Muslim, will die for maybe what they think is true, that they think that they're dying and killing innocent people for the just and righteous cause of Allah, but they're really just mentally sick. And so if these people had been making up this story about Christ, why would they just go and want to die like that? Why wouldn't they say, no, this is not true? Stop the Jesus movement.